He did it again. Shohei Ohtani had yet another game with a home run and a stolen base. He might actually go 60-60. He was involved in a crazy game down to LA, and half the games in this recap are crazy. Like, no BS. This could be a top 5 recap of all time. The Halos have a young shortstop who popped off for 6 RBIs, but the Astros, they fought right back and made it a Game of the Year candidate. Edwin Diaz, he was tasked with trying to get a 6-out save versus the Phillies, and Paul Skenes, he might have just thrown his final start of the year, so of course he made history in the process. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. Guys, do me a favor, subscribe if you have not, leave a like, and also don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you've never tried Underdog Fantasy, my favorite daily fantasy app, what are you waiting for? If you are waiting on the sidelines, maybe today is to do so, because if you use my code Fuzzy, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit and this free Joe Burrow pick'em. We're gonna start off with the White Sox game, because if Chicago loses this game, they'll officially be tied with the 1962 Mets for the most losses of all time. Yu Darvish, he is so close to 2,000 strikeouts, but that milestone is going to have to wait a second, because Corey Lee now has 11 home runs. He got Luis Robert Jr. looking, so that is 2,000 strikeouts. I remember when he was a rookie back on the 2012 Rangers, they were a juggernaut. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Darvish ended up with 9 strikeouts, and Profar, he answered back for his starting pitcher. That's 24 home runs on the season, only to have Miguel Vargas steal the lead right back. And I hope that Miguel goes off in 2025, because he went from the Dodgers, the best team in baseball, to the White Sox, the worst team of all time. Luis Ariz, he's in as a pinch hitter. He laced a game-tying double in the 8th to ruin Sean Burke's chance at a W. Sean Burke, by the way, had 8 strikeouts, only 1 run over 6 innings. The pinch runner Brandon Lockridge came in and he scores after getting to 3rd, and then Profar, he knocks him home to give the Padres their first lead of the game. Nando, he extends their lead. He has 6 home runs since coming back from injury. He hasn't walked once since coming back, but that seems on purpose, because if you guys don't remember, he had 42 home runs in 130 games back in 2021, and he struck out 28% of the time, so he's selling out looking for the fastball. Suarez, he got it done all by himself with a strikeout. The White Sox, with that L, they're 36-120. That ties the 1962 Mets for the most losses ever. Stop me if you've heard this before. Ohtani hit a home run and stole 2 bases. Yeah, he did that a couple days ago, but in that game, he had 3 home runs. Rockies fans, don't hate me, but I'm going to skip your first few runs, because the Dodgers pushed all the right buttons in the second half of this game. Ohtani, he had a single in the 4th, then he stole 2nd. That's 54 stolen bases. By the way, he's only been caught 4 times. There was no damage in that inning, but Teo, he got it going in the 4th, his 31st home run. Then Enrique went yard as well. He somehow pulled an outside slider for a 2-run home run. Ohtani, he singled for his 3rd base hit. That's 55 stolen bases, so give him 52 home runs and 55 stolen bases. By the way, he's stolen 31 in a row without getting caught. Freddie then roped a hit back where it came from. He drives an Ohtani to make it a 1-run game. Ohtani in the 9th inning, give him 53 home runs. He's batting over 300 now with his 4th base hit of the game. Mookie! The future Hall of Famers go back-to-back to end this game. The rookie Seth Howerson, who throws like 101, he's disgusting. He had not allowed a single run in his first 9 games, and in one single swoop, he gives up 2 runs. He takes his first L of his young career. By the way, that's 16 games for Ohtani with a home run and stolen base. Mookie is nearing 700 extra base hits by age 31, which, by the way, Babe Ruth was the first to ever do that. The Dodgers, they're looking primed for a pretty fun October. Remember a few days ago when Shohei popped off for 3 home runs in 1 game? Well, it's time for another big lefty to do the same. We had some drama as Minnesota was awarded with the interference, because the umpire said that Vaughn Grissom got in the way of Byron Buxton. Alex Cora then gave us a classic ejection. He sprinted to the bag. He was pointing, saying, "Use your eyes," like, use your eyes. He had to be held back. But you cannot hold this guy back. Tristan Casas with a 3-run blast in his first home run. Make it 2 3-run home runs and as many at-bats. That's 6 RBIs on 2 swings. Pablo Lopez and also Twins fans are in straight-up disbelief. Romy, he scored Duran easy, and Tristan, he ruined this guy's season debut. Tristan launched his 3rd home run of the afternoon. He has 12 in 57 games. He's the dream first baseman build. He's 6'5", 250-ish pounds. He just demolishes baseball. Kenley, he wraps up game number 1. No save, though. Minnesota cannot lose this game, like, cannot. They already lost their Pablo Lopez start, and here's a better start to game number 2. It's 1-0 on the Byron Buxton single, make it 2-0 after Trevor Larnach. I think the Twins had 4 base hits in a row or something like that. The Twins then got themselves one of the worst matchups in baseball. 2 are on for the lefty masher, Romy Gonzalez. He's facing a lefty, and it's a brand new ball game. 450 feet for the lead. He almost has a 150 OPS plus versus lefties. Cedar John Rafaela, he then brought in an RBI courtesy of a hit by pitch. Jarren Duran, he doubled in a few more, so it's now 6-2 Red Sox. By the way, that's 46 doubles for Jarren Duran. That was also his 80th extra base hit, so Jarren, Bobby, and Shohei are the only 3 players in baseball with 80 extra base hits and 30 or more stolen bases. Romy, he grabbed his 4th RBI on a sac fly. Masataka Yoshida knocked one back at the middle. So Boston not only matches Game 1, but with this Connor Wong liner to right field, they pass Game 1 with 9 runs, and the Red Sox sweep the doubleheader. Sorry, Twins fans. But what does that mean? If the Tigers win this game, they will pass Minnesota for the 3rd wildcard spot, and they'll get within 1 game of the Royals for the 2nd wildcard spot. It's crazy even saying that out loud, considering they were sellers at the deadline. You just saw Torkelson go yard. He got it to go with his 9th home run. Trey Sweeney, that's an RBI double. I thought that Cedric was going to get there, to be honest with you guys. Scary carry. He knows that October is coming. That's 16 home runs. He's got a 160-something OPS plus. Cedric, he couldn't catch that ball earlier, but he did just catch a barrel. It's now a 3-2 game. Westy's back. I had no idea that Jordan Westburg was back in the lineup. That is a big-time addition to end the season. Kobe Mayo, he really let me down. I hyped him up, and he was just not good. But the big leagues is hard, all right? I guess not for Colton Cowser. The rookie just... No, he did not. Peter Parker Meadows, looking like Spider-Man out there. Parker Meadows brings it back, and Scary Carry, he can only use the power button on the controller. That's 17 home runs in 82 games. He has a 136 OPS plus for his career. Maybe the most underrated hitter in all of baseball. Jason Foley got Gunnar Henderson to strike out. He has 26 saves. So, like I said, Minnesota is now on the outside looking in. What a miracle run for the Tigers. Detroit is now in the playoffs, and they need the Royals to lose again so they can be tied for the 2nd spot in the wild card. Grant McCray, the rookie, he had an RBI triple to the gap as Gerard Encarnacion. He had to unhook the trailer to score from first base. You just can't afford to give up runs when you have prime Blake Snell on the bump, and what he's done since the start of July is insane, and honestly, even back to 2018, I don't think you're ready to hear his stats. He went 6 scoreless on 2 base hits. He racked up 9 more strikeouts in this game. So since the beginning of July, he has a 1.2 ERA with 114 strikeouts and just 33 base hits over 80 innings. The opposing teams are hitting 123, and since 2018, he has 1,150 strikeouts and just 187 innings. His last 7 seasons have been historically good in terms of the strikeout stuff. So you have Seth Lugo taking the tough L, just the 2 runs allowed, but he did set down 16 Giants in a row to end his day and go 7 innings, but Ryan Walker's 9th save hands the Royals a sweep and 7 losses in a row. I cannot believe that. 7 losses in a row for the 2nd time in the last month. They scored 1 run over the last 3 games. We've already talked about the Padres, and we know that Jackson Merrill is deep in that Rookie of the Year race in the National League, but is it going to be enough to beat Paul Skenes? Skenes got the early lead with a loud swing from O'Neal Cruz, who has a 370 on base percentage and a 145 OPS plus as a center fielder. Maybe the pressure to be a shortstop was holding him back offensively. I have no idea, but the other Cruz, Ellie, he's down hacking, make it back-to-back strikeouts, this time on the Splinker, 3 in a row. Paul now has 160 strikeouts on the season. He's inching closer and closer to a sub-2 ERA. Ellie, he's down again. That changeup is just dirty. And yeah, there's the triple digits fastball midway through the game. Paul is like the Ellie De La Cruz of pitchers, just an unreal set of tools, like raw tools that you cannot match. He struck out 3 more in an inning. He had 8 through 4, and Nick York, his first big league tater, came midway through the game. He's going to be so good in my opinion. Paul got his 9th strikeout on another change piece, so going 5 scoreless gets his ERA under 2, and because his ERA is sitting right at 1.99, just under 2, they yanked him. They said, you're done. Aroldis Chapman now has 11 saves, and Paul Skenes is 11-3. He's the first starting pitcher ever to have a sub-2 ERA and 160 plus strikeouts in their rookie season. We are seeing a one-of-one player. Now, real quick, staying with the Reds, the team that the Pirates just beat, they fired David Bell, which is crazy because they just gave him a 3-year extension, so he could double up on salary if he gets another gig. Like, he gets all of the extension money, and then he can go coach elsewhere and, again, double up that salary. To be honest, I don't know if it's fair, per se, because they lost Noelvio Marte. TJ Friedel was injured, it seems like, every other month, and they lost Matt McClain for the entire season. Jeimer Candelario hasn't played in over a month. Was it unfair to fire David Bell 1 year into his extension, or do you think that it's just time for a change? Let me know. From the NL Rookie of the Year race to the AL MVP race, we know that it's a wrap, which is mind-blowing to say considering how good Bobby Witt Jr. has been. Oakland, they're playing in their final home series in the Coliseum, which is just surreal to say. And so does Schrum. He made it 2-0 with a double to deep right center, and it was a loud, loud crowd But yeah, this was a loud swing off the bat of Jason Dominguez. He absolutely tattooed a 2-run laser beam to the signs. There was a Vegas beware. I saw some, I think it's called Last Dive Bar merch out there. From the Martian to the captain, number 55 for number 99. To dead center, Aaron Judge goes. That's back-to-back games with a home run. He has 138 RBIs and 545 at-bats, which is just cartoonish. That's road to the show stuff right there. JJ Bleday is going to get another chance at a robbery, but Glaber hit it just outside his reach. Leadoff Glaber, he just continues to impress and impress. He's got 15 home runs on the season. Ryan Noda, I'm so happy that they brought him up for the final series in Oakland. That is a 2-run double. The Yankees, they then got both of those runs back with doubles of their own. Stanton and Wells, they found some green in the outfield, so a 3-run lead for Luke Weaver. Got the final 5 outs, 3 of them on the strikeout. Luke Weaver has been diabolical over the last few weeks. He has 22 strikeouts and 0 earned runs over his last 10 innings. Again, diabolically good. We're going to go from one New York closer who got a 5-out save to another trying for 6 outs. And there he is again. The runner in scoring position got Alec Bohm. He has 95 RBIs on the season. Tyrone Taylor put the tie in Tyrone. He was batting .440 in the 7 starts since Lindor has been out with the back thing. Also, Luis Angel Acuna has been clutch as well. That's been big for the Mets. Brandon Nimmo, it's going to be close, but his 22nd home run is a wall scraper. He puts the Mets on top 2-1. Wheeler is now in line for one of the toughest L's of his career. Trumpets are blaring. Edwin Diaz is trotting in to try and earn his second career 6-out save. Schwarber strikes out, but then Trey Turner, he made things interesting. He had his first base hit ever off of Edwin. He then stole second base, and Bryce Harper could not check his swing. Bohm had a rocket to Luis Angel, but the 8th inning is over. To the 9th we go. Edwin, he walked Bryson, and Bryson then stole second base for his 30th of the season. He wants 31. He's off for third base. The ball hit the bag, and what are the odds of that? Instead of it bouncing into the outfield or 15 feet away from the third baseman, it bounced right back to Mark Vientos. Unreal. Cody Clemens, he could not clutch up this time. All of the clutchness, I guess, ran out over the last few weeks. Book it, a 6-out save. The Mets win a big one because they're now going to the Braves for the most important series of the season. Speaking of Atlanta, they had an intense game versus the Marlins. It was back and forth all night long, and these next few games were all just wild games. How fun would it be if Ozzie Albies got hot right before the Mets series? He goes yard. Michael Harris has been deleting baseballs over the last few weeks. He leads Major League Baseball in hits or outs of 105 plus miles an hour, so the exit velocities have been unreal. He ties it, and Matt Olson, he put his squad up a run as Dylan Lee, the lefty, he clutched up big time in the 5th. 2 strikeouts with runners in scoring position. Then he got out of the jam. The Braves grabbed another insurance run off the bat of Gio Urshela, and good thing that he did that because Connor Norby, he really took over. We'll show his web gem later on in the video, but after the web gem, he went no doubter the opposite way in Miami. That is one of the hardest things to do in baseball. 420 feet the other way for a guy with elite speed. The Marlins have a special player in Connor Norby. Jesus Sanchez, 440 feet to tie it. What a game. The Braves, they answered with a few base runners. Soler sent it back up the gut, and I thought that Cronin had it. It was in and then out of his glove as Daysbel Hernandez, he was tasked with trying to get out of a Bummer pickle because Aaron Bummer was just not good. He got Norby on the slider. Jesus ripped it, but straight to Eli White in right field. Daysbel, he's fired up, and Rizal got 6 outs as well. 32 saves on the season. Ball game. The Braves, that's a big-time W as well. If you thought that was a wild game, wait until you see these next 2. Ketel Marte to the upper deck. He's got 35 home runs, 3 games in a row with the home run, by the way. Perdomo, he was handed a Little League home run. He got the triple, but then the ball got away, so he gets to advance the home. That is 2-0 Diamondbacks, 3-0 on a Lourdes ground out, and 5-0 on the Jake McCarthy 2-out 2-run single. Everyone's running on contact, so that's why it's a 4-run inning or 6-run inning because Josh Bell went to the deepest part of the park. He's got 22 RBIs and a 122 OPS plus with the Diamondbacks. Gino Eugenio Suarez now has 29 home runs and 98 RBIs. They go back-to-back. The Boo Birds were out, and they were loud. Maybe they woke up the Brewers offense because Perkins and Frelick, they both lay some RBI bases to get it going. Chourio, same thing. It's now 8-4 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Reese, he tagged this ball, but Jake can cover some ground, but not enough to make that grab. It falls in. Garrett Mitchell scores, and Willie Adames with the 2-bagger now has 110 RBIs. Now, the Diamondbacks did steal a run back, so it's now 9-6. But Garrett Mitchell, he stayed hot. The kid rakes. He came in for William Contreras, and he went 2 for 2 to end the game. The Diamondbacks, they deployed the flamethrower. Justin Martinez, J-Mart versus Reese. Reese in the clutch, a 2-run game-tying single. Jake Bauers, I think he had a walk-off a few days ago. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think that he did. He taps it. That's a go-ahead swinging bunt as Devin Williams strikes out 2. The Brewers come back from 8-0. The Diamondbacks are now tied with the Mets in the wild card. That is their worst loss of the year, talking about the Diamondbacks. So that was a 10-9 game. What about a 9-8 game? This was chaotic as well. Jordan, please, prayer circle around Jordan. I need to see him in the playoffs, but he's already had that knee repaired before, and we're waiting on imaging, but he did have to leave from that game. Bregman had a sac fly, but I'm going to skip to the 5th inning because Altuve, he joins the 2020 club. That's the 3rd time in his career he's done that. By the way, he's 34 years old. He could actually go 300. That's 300 home runs, 300 stolen bases if he keeps this up for the next 4 or 5 years. It's going to be tough, though. Bregman, what a turnaround. He had 12 home runs in the first half, 13 already in the second. He has a 125 OPS plus since the All-Star break. These games have been insane. I'm literally losing my breath. Zach Neto, he put the Angels on his back. His first was a 2-run home run, his 22nd home run. The Halos, they scored a few more to tie it. So his 2nd of the game and 23rd of the year is a go-ahead home run. Everyone's bullpen got lit up in this game and completely taxed in this recap. Yainer, he goes to the gap, so now the Astros are doing the comeback. Bregman scores because the right fielder dropped it. It's now 5-5. Make it 6-5 because the rookie stole the lead back. Shea Whitcomb with the RBI double. Houston should be okay now. Yeah, about that. Josh Hader folded like a picnic table. He allowed a free run to score on a bases-loaded walk. He really lost it after that. Zach Neto cleared the bases. 6 RBIs for the 23-year-old phenom. He's got 33 doubles, 23 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Oh no, the deja vu. Yainer to right field. The Halos booted again on a Yainer right field shot. 2 score on that single. Caratini makes it 9-8. There was another bobble, so the tying run got to third base. Jeremy Pena, he's up. 2 outs, 2 on, and the Halos win. Come on, Mariners, fight! We saw the Twins lose 2 games. The Astros lost as well. Dylan Moore, there you go. That's an RBI slicer early. Cal, he's working as the DH in this game. That's 3 consecutive seasons where Cal has reset the catcher record for Seattle. He had 27, then 30, now 31. He has 95 RBIs, which is ridiculous. Victor Robles with 2 outs. Why? He tried to get there, but it's down. That's 2 more RBIs for Victor. He's batting .333 with 28 stolen bases now on that one in 72 games with the Mariners. He's up to a 3.4 already for the Mariners in just 72 games. Now, he did get picked off, but because everything's going his way, he gets the score. Seattle is going to take this game easy. Unless, can Texas pull off in Milwaukee? Josh Smith with an RBI single, very nice. Wyatt, even nicer, a 3-run home run to bring it within 1. He adjusted real quick. He wasn't that great to begin his career, but he has been a monster. 7 home runs with a 900 OPS since the middle of August. Leote, he leaned on it. That means it's gone. And it is 12 rows back. It's 5-5. Marcus Semien, he stepped up with a runner on second in the final inning, and that's a walk-off double. Usually I show walk-offs first, but I had to save them for the craziest portion of this video. This has been one of my favorite recaps of all time. What is going on? Who is this guy? Jonathan Aranda has a home run in 3 consecutive games, and the thing is, this could be real. He's tops in exit velocities, barrel percentages. He doesn't strike out too much. I had no idea. He hit .340 with 25 home runs in AAA this season. Jonathan Aranda could be him. That was 108 miles an hour on the tape measure home run. Now, the Blue Jays did tie it with an Ernie Clement RBI single, but Tampa, they tied it right back with a Morel sac fly. I would hate to have to be that left fielder, but Davis, he's pretty good at going back on baseballs. Brandon Wow, kind of an emotional home run. It could be his final in a Rays uniform and final in Tropicana. He's a free agent. Just to kind of recap his career with the Rays, he had a 125 OPS plus and 125 home runs, so he's been an absolute monster as their second baseman. Vladdy, he wants this W. Give him 100 RBIs on the season, 3 more base hits. He's batting .327, but Edwin Uceta, he settled down. That is 4 saves, and the Rays have won 4 in a row. Mike Tauchman just went to the scoreboard, one of the longest home runs he's had in the big league so far. Dansby then stole his 18th bag. He read it perfectly off the bat of Seiya, so Seiya gets a free RBI. Michael Busch, you got to be so happy for this guy. He's got 21 home runs and a 120 OPS plus. He had no place on the Dodgers because he stinks at second base defense. Gavin Lux has a 150 OPS plus in the second half, so it was the best move for both players, at least in my opinion. Miguel Amaya, wow, nearly out of the entire park or field, can you even say park if it's Wrigley Field? He's got 5 home runs and almost 30 RBIs his last 31 starts. Staying with starts, Shohei was unreal and maybe his final start of the year. 7 shutout, 4 strikeouts, and it's insane that he has a 2.9 ERA and 174 strikeouts, and he might not even finish top 3 in the NL Rookie of the Year race. That's an easy W for the Cubs. They got to be a better road team in 2025. They're 42-36 at home, which is good, but they're 38-40 on the road. The Cardinals starter Andre Pallante had a no-hitter through 5, and you will never, ever guess who broke it up. Miles Straw. His first hit of the season breaks the no-hitter. He then stole second and third. He's still really good at that, the base running stuff, the defense. Hedges got the bunt down, so that was an inning straight out of 1980, just small ball galore. Gavin Williams, man, his defense owes him a mistake or something like that, because Mason Wynn, that's his 150th base hit. He's the first rookie, or at least St. Louis rookie, since our pools to have that many in a season. Arenado, he got blessed with a free RBI. Just a nightmare for Gavin, because instead of going 6 scoreless, he was taken out after that to preserve his arm. But yeah, the Cardinals, they grabbed the lead with another free run, as Mason, he wins it with the bases of a walk. Andre Pallante went 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. And what is that, 47 saves for Ryan Helsley. He has officially passed Emmanuel Clase. So Clase's streak of going 3 consecutive seasons leading baseball in saves is officially in danger. That was a recap. That was so much fun. If you guys enjoyed, do me a big fat favor. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're brand new. I cannot wait for this next week of baseball, the final week of the 2024 season. Let's get locked in. Enjoy the web jams.